One night in Jeju, what really happened between he and so minutes when the cameras were off, a single night. No witnesses, no script. Just 2 stars, 1 island. And 1,000 unanswered questions. What did the cameras miss? And why is no one talking about it? Welcome to Hidden Korea, where secrets don't stay buried. Let's dive in and uncover the truth. Right now, Young Hee-in and Young So-min, 2 of South Korea's most beloved stars, had just wrapped filming for the final episode of their surprise hit romance drama, The Way We Were. To celebrate its unexpected success, the production team organized a short getaway to Jeju Island for a private cast and crew retreat. The idea was simple: no media, no schedules, no fanfare, just relaxation, bonding, and a brief pause from the constant flash of cameras. But no one expected this, because on that very night, the night of March 16, 2025, the boundaries between script and reality blurred in ways that would leave fans gasping, agencies scrambling, and the entire industry buzzing. The setting, Jeju's hidden paradise. The retreat was held at Uwald Hilltop Villa, an ultra-private luxury residence perched above the cliffs of Jeju's northwest coast. The property, usually reserved for foreign royalty or tech billionaires, had been secured exclusively for the team. Panoramic ocean views, private hot springs, and only one entrance guarded by heavy security. It seemed the perfect hideaway. It was here that Young Hee-in and Young So-min, after months of portraying tortured lovers on screen, found themselves sharing something far more real under the moonlight than any scene they had ever rehearsed. When reality overtakes the script, according to a production assistant who later spoke under anonymity, the evening had started innocently. The crew gathered for a dinner party beneath the stars. There was laughter, wine, and even a few awkward karaoke moments from the director himself. Everyone appeared to be in good spirits. But it was after midnight that things began to change. So-min, dressed in a loose ivory sweater and jeans, was seen stepping away from the gathering with Hee-in. At first, no one paid attention. After all, they were close, always had been. Their chemistry on set had drawn comments for months. They're so natural together, people would say. Like they don't have to act. But as the minutes turned to hours and the two didn't return, whispers began. They're probably talking about the final shoot, someone muttered. Maybe rehearsing lines. Another joked. They weren't rehearsing. Security footage that shouldn't exist. Here's where things get strange. A staff member reportedly reviewed the villa's security cameras the next morning for unrelated reasons. What he found stunned him. At 1:47 a.m., Young Hee-in was seen wrapping a coat around So-min's shoulders as they stood alone on the cliffside patio. They appeared to be talking seriously, intimately. Then, at 2:03 a.m., the footage showed So-min reaching out, gently touching Hee-in's face. He didn't move away. Instead, he stepped closer. The camera cut out. No one knows why. Or maybe they do, and they're just not saying. The staff that suddenly went silent. In the days following the trip, something changed. Staff members who had once been happy to post selfies and behind the scenes moments from the set suddenly clammed up. The director, usually active on social media, deleted all his Jeju photos. Even the makeup artist, who had posted a now deleted clip of So-min laughing during dinner, went completely offline. When questioned, the production team issued a vague statement. The Jeju retreat was a private affair intended for internal rest. We kindly request the public's understanding. That only made the public more curious. Clues hidden in plain sight. Fans began digging. And what they found only added fuel to the fire. On March 17, one day after the night in question, Young So-min posted a photo of a hibiscus flower, Jeju's native blossom, on her personal Instagram story. Caption: just the flower, cradled in someone's hand. Hours later, Young Hee-in posted a photo of a sunrise over the sea, taken from what looked suspiciously like the same villa. He captioned it, cryptically, "There are moments that don't need words." Fans quickly began comparing the timestamps, the angles, even the shadows. They were together. One user wrote confidently, "They just didn't want us to know." The kiss that may or may not have happened. Here's the part no one can confirm. but everyone is talking about. A blurry photo began circulating on online forums just 3 days later, taken from a distance through a telescope lens, possibly by a local paparazzo or a crew member who broke the rules. It appeared to show two figures on the villa's second-floor balcony, locked in an embrace. The shapes matched their silhouettes. Timing aligned with the night of the retreat, and though the image was grainy, the resemblance was uncanny. Agencies immediately denied its authenticity. No legal action was taken. Why? If it was fake, why not sue? The event was held at the glitzy COEX Convention Center, drawing a red carpet packed with A-listers and media. Young So Minutes arrived first, wearing a flowing champagne pink gown that shimmered under the lights. Her hair was swept back in effortless waves, and her expression, while poised, carried a trace of hesitation. But when Young Hee-in arrived moments later, in a crisp black velvet tuxedo, every camera turned. His eyes searched the crowd, found her, and in that moment, thousands of viewers watching from home saw it too. A split second of raw, unfiltered emotion as their gazes met. It wasn't just chemistry, it was a connection no amount of acting could fake. They weren't just co-stars anymore. Something had changed. A whisper, a glance, and a nation on edge. What happened next might have gone unnoticed, if not for the accidental hot mic. As both stars approached the stage to receive the Best On-Screen Couple award, applause roared. They smiled, bowed, and stepped up side by side. But as they turned to face each other for a photo, a boom mic hanging overhead picked up an almost inaudible whisper. It was Hee-in's voice. "Don't cry. You know what last night meant." So Minutes' smile faltered for a second, just a second, but it was enough. She blinked fast, nodded imperceptibly, and steadied herself before waving to the crowd. It was all caught on camera. It teared live, and it broke the internet. Internet erupts. Within minutes, the phrase "you know what last night meant" trended worldwide. Fans dissected every frame, every breath. Facial twitch. Twitter exploded with speculation. Wait, what happened the night before? Did they just confirm everything without confirming anything? This is better than any drama they've ever done. Clips from the moment racked up millions of views. Hashtags like #SoMinHee-in-Truth, #JejuWhisper, and #OneNightOnly dominated every platform. And in the middle of it all, the two stars said absolutely nothing. Behind the curtain, what their teams were hiding. Multiple insiders began leaking information to the press. A stylist claimed that So Minutes had requested a gown change at the last minute, opting for the exact same color she wore during the Jeju dinner. It wasn't a coincidence, she said. It meant something to her. A sound technician confessed off-record that the whispered audio had almost been muted, but the director insisted on leaving it untouched, saying, "Let the people feel it." And an anonymous agency staffer dropped the biggest bombshell of all. They stayed at the same villa after everyone else left, just the two of them, for one more night. So Minutes' breakdown at the fan meeting. On April 9th, just 3 days after the awards, So Minutes held a previously scheduled fan meeting at Yes 24 Hall in Seoul. The event started as usual, games, Q&A, photo time. But when a fan asked her, "Moment recently made you the happiest?" her composure cracked. She paused, then whispered, "It was in Jeju." Under the stars, her eyes filled with tears. She looked away, apologized, and laughed it off. But the damage was done. Fans gasped. Some cried. Some cheered. And everyone watching knew exactly what she meant. Dispatch gets involved. When Dispatch gets involved, things get serious. On April 14th, the outlet published a front-page report titled, "Jeju Night, Unseen Photos of the Couple That Won't Confirm." Inside were 3 never-before-seen images. Silhouette of 2 figures walking along a cliffside path, arms close but not quite touching. Close-up of someone who looked like Hee-in gently placing a blanket over a seated So Minutes. A grainy, but clearly affectionate, hug taken in the early dawn. While the photos weren't definitive proof of romance, were enough to reignite media frenzy. The final line of the article read, "They might not speak, but their silence says it all." Young Hee-in's agency cracks. On April 17th, FNC Entertainment finally broke its silence. Young Hee-in is deeply grateful for the love and interest of fans. He has developed a meaningful friendship with Young So Minutes through the recent project. We ask for understanding as they navigate personal matters in private. The wording was cautious, but not cold. Denial. Not confirmation. Just space. Which, for fans, was everything. When work becomes real life, industry insiders began revisiting scenes from The Way We Were, noting how the intensity of their final episode, the one where Hee-in's character confesses love in a rainstorm, seemed to go beyond scripted emotion. That wasn't acting, said one director. That was personal. Even their co-star, veteran actress Kim Mi-kyung, commented in a magazine interview. Saw them on set during the last 2 weeks. They weren't playing characters anymore, they were themselves. It was beautiful. The unexpected turn, a public sightseeing moment. On April 21st, just when things seemed to be calming, a tourist couple in Jeju uploaded a photo to social media that sent fans into a frenzy. It showed a man and woman, both wearing hats and masks, walking along the beach near Hyepji, holding hands briefly before parting as the camera appeared. The man was wearing the same black hoodie Young Hee-in had been seen in earlier that week. The woman's bracelet matched one So Minutes had worn at her fan meeting. The caption, "Saw these two today, looked like they didn't want to be seen, but their energy was pure love." So Minutes finally speaks, kind of. On April 25th, So Minutes appeared on a variety show to promote her upcoming film. While most of the interview was light-hearted, slyly asked, "Are you in love these days?" She smiled shyly and replied, "I'm grateful for someone who makes the nights feel less cold." The room went silent. The host blinked. Audience screamed, and Twitter exploded again. Where they stand now. As of May 2025, both Young Hee-in and Young So Minutes have returned to their respective projects. No official couple photos. No wedding bells. Joint statements, but those close to them insist they are still in close contact. Don't need to say anything more, because the world already knows what happened. Conclusion: one night changed everything. One night in Jeju wasn't a fling. It wasn't a PR stunt. It was a moment of truth, stolen between waves and moonlight, that neither of them has tried to erase. Whatever label you put on it, love, fate, or coincidence, it revealed the kind of raw, human vulnerability that no camera can truly capture. And perhaps that's what makes it unforgettable. Thank you for reading this Hidden Korea exclusive. Stay tuned, because in this industry, what happens off camera is often more powerful than anything written in the